Dr. Lindsey and Wendy here. We're going to review a really good case that we did for you. This is a guy roughly my age who wore a toupee. And my usual spiel to guys is there aren't any good looking toupees. His toupee wasn't bad, but you know.
Yeah, you'll see it in the picture.
Yeah, it's not a terrible toupee. It matches his hair. He's got really straight hair.
But when you in the picture, it doesn't see as bad. But when you see it in person, you can see the different texture of the toupee and the different texture of his natural hair.
Yeah, everybody knew it was a toupee.
Yes, yeah, he couldn't fool anybody.
Right. So we were able to get him to take off his toupee, and you can see in this picture where his scalp is really quite irritated. And we've seen that we're now like 0 for 5 on people doing hair transplants and having good results if people will keep wearing their hair pieces. So after the first 2, we had people not do it, but inevitably these guys will go ahead and put it on and say, I didn't glue it on. But just it
irritates, yes.
It irritates the scalp, and we just don't get good growth, right?
No, yes.
So he took off his hairpiece for good, and we did 2 hair transplants on him. And so this is the step 1. We did a typical hairline for a guy our age. It's roughly my hairline with some subtle irregularities out in front, and then we did, I think, 3,000 grafts on him right up front. This is him at the end of the case. Everything went super smooth. He lives nearby. But despite that, and despite us going through exactly how to keep it clean, he didn't clean.
Well, yeah, that's our biggest headache, is that most of the 90% of the patients are afraid to touch the donor area, the recipient area, to wash it and clean it, even though we're telling them by the 3rd day, you need to start scrubbing it. We give them instructions, and we offer them to come every day. If they can't, they're afraid to do it. Come every day, and I'll clean you, I'll shampoo you every day. But, you know.
I got it. I mean, it costs a lot of money, and you're afraid of screwing it up, but in fact, you screwed up more by not cleaning. And you'll see in this picture, clearly his crusts have built up and auto-extracted a bunch of hair. Now, luckily, he had thousands of grafts, and so it didn't turn out to be as big a deal on him, but it does turn out to be a big deal on some of these guys. And if for frequent viewers of my videos, you'll note that out of the currently 195 videos, 15 of them are on cleaning problems. So this is a big deal at certainly our office, right?
Yes. Well, I think it would be, you like to micromanage everybody and everything. I think almost everybody's afraid to touch it, because you tell them, do not touch it the first 24 hours. So after the 24 hours, they don't want to even
Yeah.
They feel like if you look at it, it will fall.
Right.
Yeah.
So, then he shed all of his grafts as expected. This is him at a month. And then at 6 months, he was growing pretty well. This is him at a year. He looks fantastic. And frankly, now that he says his hair pulled back in this view, you really can't see that he pulled that many hairs. But in person, you can see that there's some channels that just didn't have some hair. So at his second case, you can see his crown now. We took the singles and bolstered his hairline, and then his scar turned out superb. Here's his scar at a month, here's his scar at 6 months, here's his scar at a year, and then this is his final scar. Again, after the first surgery, his scar wound up one of our 8 best per year, like this, and even after 2 cases, it wound up a typical average scar at our office, which is this, which is easily covered with my current hairstyle. And he's a home run, and we did a little video of him, and it's actually a 2-part video. He looked fantastic, and then we were talking about whether to add Topic hair powder or not. And sure enough, just watch the little end of this video. He puts just a smidgen of Topic on, and that takes him from being really using baseball terms, he gets past 3rd base to a full home run. And man, it's just what a great case. So you are now about 25 months out from rolling in here, and you look fantastic. You have the limitation of really straight hairs that stick straight out of your scalp, and so we had to kind of match those. How has this been a good experience for you? Or?
Yeah, no, it's a good experience. It worked nicely.
Was I halfway honest with you?
Yes, you were.
Good. Lean forward just a little bit. Your scar's pretty well hidden. Any advice you have for people?
Just go ahead and do it.
All right. So interestingly enough, after he and I just talked about the limitations of fine hair, and I think he looked pretty good. Well, I think it was fantastic. We were talking, would you do any more? And I said, perfection's the enemy of good. I think it's unlikely that I can do anything further surgically and make either he or I happy other than a redistribution of income. And this well-educated fellow said that I talked to him about kabuki, and he put sprinkled on just kabuki. Took him 4 seconds to put it on. He shook his head twice. And with these skinny-haired guys, I think that's the home run. And so, remember, hair transplant is not a magic wand. It's getting you hair and coverage. But I think, using baseball terms, we probably got a little past a triple with him without kabuki. With this is an in the park or out of the park home run. Unbelievable. Anything you want to add to that, sir?
No, it's great. You did a great job. Thank you.
It is, yes, he has a great case, and he puts the topic only because his hair is
So
thin.
straight.
Yes, it's straight. Yeah, it doesn't fall, doesn't
There's
bend
no
at all.
layering.
No, yeah.
So part of a hair transplant is layering. You can have fewer hairs, because even the world's best hair transplant doesn't have as many hairs as the human head had when they were born. So there's layering, not combing over, but just layering like a forest. So there's trees in front. His trees are also doggone straight.
Yeah, you can't layer any.
Just a little bit of extra topic makes those branches and trunks bigger so that you can't see any of the rainforest floor. So hope you enjoy this video. If we can help you, give us a call.